Thank you to everyone that's tuning into this video. I just had a topic I just wanted to discuss. How many of you guys have ever dealt with someone who was an avoidant, who had an avoidant attachment style? Quick disclaimer, I'm not a therapist or a doctor. This video is basically just going to be from my experience and, how I feel. And of course, I would like you guys to leave your comments down below and share with me, if you would like, your experiences when it comes down to someone who is an avoidant and, basically how that relationship was. So, in my opinion, someone who's an avoidant, their traits, their characteristic traits are pretty close to someone that has NPD. I think the big difference is that those who have an avoidant attachment style, I think they can change, but a lot of them, like I've said in another video, but a lot of them won't change unless they have to, unless they're forced to. But some things in my mind, some things that come to my mind when I think of someone who has an avoidant attachment style is, fear of intimacy, fear of closeness, dealing with someone who has narcissistic personality disorder. That's something that they fear as well. They fear intimacy, closeness, being vulnerable. Someone who has an avoidant attachment style tends to sabotage their relationships, just by creating unnecessary drama. Same goes for the narcissist. I think one big difference is between the two is that people who have that personality disorder, I think they thrive in chaos. They enjoy it. I think people who have avoidant attachment, I think they don't like the drama that they cause, but at the same time, I don't think they really care as much because it's all about protecting them. Just like the narcissist, every tactic, everything they do is about them. At the end, and then at the end of the day, when they're done with you, when the scar phase happens, they're doing things to protect them, protect their false image, their facade that they created for the world. And another comparison is superficial. The relationships are very superficial, short. Most people between the two, NPD and avoidant, relationships with those type of people tend to be short. They're both manipulative. Both people in those categories, very manipulative. They stonewall. Common practice for both, stonewalling, gaslighting, silent treatment, backhanded compliments, just the whole nine. And the reason why I'm so convinced and just confident in this fact is because of just my personal experience, because I've dated a true narcissist, a true individual who had narcissistic personality disorder, and I've also dated someone who had an attachment, avoidant attachment style, and it's very similar. Both situations just bring confusion, frustration, and the crazy thing about it is they do these things, given the silent treatment, for example, they do these things and they expect to chase. They expect you to still reach out, beg, plead. That's what they expect. And that's what's just, really sad, because that's what narcissists do. They expect you to beg and plead when they give you the silent treatment, when they give you, when they stonewall you. They expect that from you. So does someone who's an avoidant. And, they might come back around. Either people, they might come back around, but usually I think one of the difference between the two is when it comes to apologies. People who have true narcissistic traits, NPD, they rarely apologize. It's rare. It's always something in regards to saying like, let's just stop fighting. I'm just tired of arguing. Just not resolving the issue for what it is. Is more of just kind of just shutting it down. Like, I don't want to talk about it. Let's just stop arguing. Which, at the end of the day, never fixes the problem, because the problem is going to end up being brought back up before you know it. But with someone who's an avoidant, they may apologize, but best believe their apology is going to come with something that you did wrong. In regards to, I wouldn't have done this. Like, I'm sorry, but I wouldn't have done this if you didn't, if you didn't say what you said. Or, I wouldn't have done this if you didn't make me so angry. Like, they're not taking accountability. And anyone who's not willing to take accountability, you just need to get away from them. I'm telling you, you need to get away from them. Because someone that's a manipulative apology. So they do that because they want you to feel guilty. They can't be the ones at fault. They can't be the ones in the wrong, because that makes them look bad, for one, and two, that causes them to self-reflect, which, in a sense, they kind of create, an avoidant kind of creates their world to where they view themselves as perfect, but they're very flawed. And another similarity is they grew into this type of avoidant person, just like how the narcissist grew into this type of individual due to childhood trauma. That's another similarity. Childhood trauma was the main factor, or some type of traumatic experience, which is the same for both people. So there's a lot of similarities, man. It's just crazy, just experiencing life and going through, meeting different people and just going through different experiences. I'm just learning a lot, and yeah, man, just more convincing than ever how crazy the spiritual battle that we're going through is. It's never ending. But yeah, I just want to know what you guys think. Definitely give me your opinion about it. Like I said, I'm not saying this is facts. I just believe strongly that there's so many similarities that can't be ignored. I feel like the disrespect that you get from an avoidant or person with NPD is quite similar. They don't really care about you. They just care about the things that you can do for them. You fit. They want to mold you into, their world, so to speak. Very similar. And not all avoidants have NPD, but I think they're really high up on the narcissistic scale. Like the traits, I think they're really high up there, for sure. But yeah, surround yourself with people who are willing and want to communicate with you, who wants a healthy relationship, because dealing with people who have this attachment or this disorder, it's rare. Definitely rare, especially when it comes down to the disorder person. But it's rare to find a long, healthy relationship. No relationship is perfect, but to find a healthy one where there's a balance, where there's a give and take that is mutual, it's damn near to none as far as finding a relationship with someone like that. It's just not gonna happen. Thank you for everyone who's watched this video. I'm about to go back inside and take a shower and relax. It's been a long day. Worked about 13 hours. So until next time, you two, peace.